Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Airy Sky Read-A-Lee's video blog. I'm Airy Sky. If you're new to the channel, hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up button. If you're comer backer, welcome. I beg your pardon. I didn't get you your daily devotions for the last week and a half. I've been so busy with everything else. I'll continue, and starting next Monday, we'll just continue on. I'll make videos to catch up if you guys wish. Josh, he's probably going to love this because it's about an update. And I want to thank William for the donation. Now, yes, that is a crutch. I'll explain what's going on. I have two of them. Fortunately, I'm supposed to be using two of them, but I can't use two of them in my apartment. So, Josh is like, oh yeah, drama! Before I can say anything more, I would like to thank William for the generous donation. I don't check my messages that often because I've been so busy with things. Now, you guys are going to hear some drama today, and a lot of drama, okay? Please excuse me if I'm angled this way. I got to try to keep my leg as much possible so I don't use it, alright? So, anyway, my left leg. So, that's why I got to keep pressure off, and I hobble around with that little stick here. See? $300 the hospital charge too. Yeah, can you believe these things? Brother the Higgins says, well, I could have just sent you mine from home. Yeah, but you're from another state, the Higgins, okay? Now, for some of you out there wondering what's going on, the reason I haven't done my daily devotions is because I've been dealing with Chloe, who's visited. And yes, I do care for Chloe deeply, and I do love her as a person, okay? But Chloe's been through a lot. Homelessness, 2.5 years. So, the other day, Chloe bought a train ticket, right? And she was going to go to Portland. And, again, thank you, William. If anyone else wants to donate, feel free to. I was looking at buying a table so I can use my computer at this little medical table so I could use it while being in bed. Because, apparently, the only thing I can do is play video games on my computer, my Switch, or such and such. So, anyways, basically, I've been dealing with phone calls completely. The phone calls were long. Josh, he's like said to me the other day about Chloe taking advantage. Chloe's tries to do it, but Chloe's got a lot of problems too, and therefore, yeah. So, anywho. So what happened was, I turned around and, basically, my apartment manager, finally researched me. It was late. Just a lot of people sick with, influenza A and B. So that was bad. Then, like you see, the crutch thing. So I went to the doctor. I complained about my knees. He says, oh, you tore it. Get it, take it off. I said, okay. Turns out when I fell recently, I fell in some holes here on the property. They want to fill it in with topsoil. I know Josh is going to probably say something, and William. I hope William does. Well, thank you, William, again for the donation. You don't fill holes in with topsoil. It doesn't work. You need to basically ground it out, fill it in with more concrete. The grass is dead already, right? So there's a lot of liabilities. Now, before you guys ask, yes, I've consulted a lawyer, okay? And that's for conclusion. Fortunately, Josh is probably like, oh yeah, what's the drama? So, Chloe, of course, spent 2 weeks with me, and she did not once do any chores. None. She saw me do everything, and she's just sat there, oh, well, you're so depressed. So I did it all, right? Well, the manager said, pretty much, that Chloe wants to come back. And by the way, it does hurt the armpits really, really, I don't even know how these are considered soft when they're not. These rubber things do hurt. And going under the armpits will tear your armpits eventually. That's why these are not easy to use. Now, Josh is probably thinking, well, anyways, so the bottom line is, so Chloe didn't do anything for the whole time she was here after getting kicked out of a place in Skagit County, right? She had 6 months Skagit County, right? So this morning, let me turn this down. For some of you guys always wondering, I do have the cellular-based radio. This radio is cellular-based. It's monthly plan. And what this does, it keeps tabs on Chloe at all times without a cell phone. Now, before you guys ask, Chloe has no cell phone. Yeah. So Chloe gets mad, and this was on the time that Chloe was here. Sorry, I just tried to, So Chloe turned around. I sometimes fidget. It happens. And she uses my phone, okay? Calls up the phone company. I was talking to Higgins on the phone about it one day when I was a little tipsy. And turns out the phone, track phone, decided to charge me for my plans. And then the little Filipino decided to drain my bank account. I called the bank, got it taken care of. So in between, Chloe's phone was, whatever happened, doesn't work, right? So she's got this unworking phone, basically. I don't even know where it is. She's like, it's my phone. It might be in the dresser or drawer or whatever, but I'm not going to look for it, okay? It's not my point to look for it, okay? So anyways, Josh is like, oh yeah, so the drama, right? So anyways, we go to the store. Now, again, thank you, William. If anyone else wants to donate this month, feel free to. My birthday month's August, so... But anyways, thank you again, William. So what happened? I turned around. I think it's William. Anyways, thanks for the donation and the gift card. So what happened was we turned around and we go to town, right? Chloe gets mad in the car, and the driver of my friend, Sister Peggy, adopted sister, was going to tell Chloe to walk back to the ferry terminal because she's pissed off that we go in and we get up early. And I got everything loaded up, the cooler. Didn't know I needed this from now on. So, and then I load everything up. And lo and behold, it turns around. And I thought, as an old lady, no problem, right? So me and Peggy. Yeah, Peggy's like, hon, she's really good. You look really tired. I'm sitting here going, yeah, I got maybe 5.5 hours of sleep. Mind you, I'll get to the story, right? And this was on a Monday. And I'm like, I got 5 hours of sleep. I helped my neighbor up with a few things yesterday. Tired as tired could be over. I could use a coffee, right? Well, Chloe's like, I'll take this one. The milkshake machine was broken at Jack and the Crack. And the slushies or whatever wasn't working or whatever at Starbucks, so Chloe threw her wallet and it bounced off my head, and Peggy said, hey, knock it off, that's assault. She's like, what do I want? She's like, are you this narcissistic? Well, Chloe stayed quiet, and I finally said to Peggy, look, you did good, but let me handle this. I whispered to her when we had earbuds in listening, so we didn't have to listen to Chloe's political crap. So we rented this minivan. Yeah, it cost us each money. More money for me, right? We're driving down the road. And we get into the Indian reservation. And Chloe goes in there and she says, do you need anything, hon? I said, nah, I'm good. Because I've had my coffee, right? And I'm just half out of it. So I get out, let Moppy go to the bathroom. My service dog. And then what happens is we get in the car and we drive. And we're driving to Bellingham, right? I got music on. Chloe's just sitting there quietly happy. She had her drink and her snack and she stayed quiet. First stop, we went to the wrong Trader Joe. So we get out. I go in. I buy some stuff. I stick it in our coolers. And we drive over to a place and I pick up, guys, like $8 for 2 bags of ice. So I bought more ice at another gas station where it was $2.50 a bag. So filled the coolers up, spread some stuff out. Right. Well, I didn't fill the coolers. I just totally took the bags and right. So, anyways, we get to the other Trader Joe's, do our shopping. Again, a few items. I picked up some sausages and some beer. I figured, okay, cool. Then we jump in and we go to the first what is it? Costco, and we get in there and we picked up some stuff, meats, rib roast and sandwich meat, sausages, hot dogs, and anyways, so what happened was, I'm trying to elevate this, so, or keep a pressure on it. So what happened was, is we turned around, and we got done, and Chloe sorted everything, and we drive over to the Walmart. We pick up my sister's order there. I put in an order, okay, for Walmart, right? Biggest order ever, groceries, right? Just like, I budgeted. It would have gotten me 4 months food when I was a prepper. $700, right? I get a message on the Costco thing. Bink! Your order cannot be fulfilled due to the fact out of 250 plus items, we only have 27 in stock. So I looked, and I was pissed. And I was pissed because they charged me. I said, okay. So I figured they'll unremove the card, right? Anyways, it didn't happen. So it took like a week for them to refund my money. A week. Meanwhile, they're like, oh, it could take up to 3 weeks. I was like, right? So I talked to the bank. Bank's like, this is not cool, right? Well, anyways, so Walmart usually fills everything. So so they call me, and I'm like, hey, 27. Oh, well, yeah, it's just a temporary hold. Once you pick your order up, the rest of the money will be dropped off in 14 days. I'm sorry, but if I'm paying $29 or $49, you guys are living off the fucking interest. No offense to anyone here, the drama, right? So I decided that I wasn't going to go to Walmart 1 or Walmart 2 because Sister Peggy got her order, and she found out 9 out of her orders right there, and she was like, so yeah. And yet, I went into a Walmart to use the bathroom and to get a soda because we were in a minivan. And what happened? Lo and behold, it was dead. Deader than a macaroni. It was like no one was spending in it. Yeah. So prepper, I was surprised. So got my business done. Went to Buffalo Wild Wings. That was my treat for myself. Chloe's like, yeah. So got a sandwich. I wolfed down my wings. And then I decided, okay, I decided, okay, we're going to be fine. And here we go. There, see? I said it this way. So then, all of a sudden, we're driving down, right, to Mount Vernon. And we had to go to Fred Meyer, Safeway, Best Buy. Got all done. And from there, we went to Costco 2, Walmart 2. And then, we're like, okay, well, Chloe's packing the cooler. She's like, right? Anyways, I'm sitting there tired, right? So we're sitting there, and we finally look at the clock, and we swing by Wingstop, and I got some regular wings. And then we drive along, right? Big shopping day, right? I get into the ferry terminal, and they usually serve cocktails, like beer. That's what I call cocktails. You grab a beer, relax. And I met this wonderful trans man that looked at me and says, hey, can I call you mom? I'm like, yeah, sure. So we swapped numbers. We talked for like 30 minutes. They were happy, and I was like, dude, right? So what happens? So I go, and I finally said, okay, right? So we get in. And I go up, and I see a sign. Please use this other thing, right? But the elevator's not working for floor 4 of the ferry because they got lower car deck, upper car deck, passenger deck, galley / secondary deck, and slash sun deck. So I had to walk up the stairs, go in there, and the lady's like, yeah, what can I do for you? Hey, where's your beer? You serve beer till 10:30. Well, we don't have... Oh, yeah. I've heard the same story over and over and over. You don't have a third mate because of blah, 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 blah. And because of it, half the damn boat's not working. I said, I've heard this since last year, and the lady just was like this. So It was very polite. I said, whatever, so I left. Went back downstairs, went into the car ferry, and Chloe, of course, she's like walking around the ferry. I go downstairs, and it's a tight fit, right? Because you can't, they didn't have any it'd be like me going on the back of the boat, which, by the way, back in the day, the car ferries had bathrooms. Nowadays, you gotta go upstairs to use the restroom, and the elevator's not that good either. So anywho, we get back into home, because we live in an island, and we go home, and we put all the coolers out and unload. Van gets cleaned. We go downstairs. I'm ready to have a beer, just to relax. Busy day, right? So then I open the cooler. My rib roast is fine. Chloe's sausages are fine. Beer survived, no question asked. But what did I find out? Because Chloe throws the bags of ice in the coolers. Plain and simple. Hot dogs and sausages of mine. Danger zone. Cooler heated up. The block of ice. The bag. She never broke the bag up and threw it in. She was too damn lazy. So, hot dogs. Sausages. So, all in all, I lost $133 in groceries from Trader Joe's and Costco. I was pissed. Oh, sandwich meat too. Chloe's like, oh, well, I could eat it. Oh, yeah. So, there's the drama for Josh. The first part of the Josh drama. By the way, Josh, since I'm in the mood, Josh, to give you this update, and thank you again, William, that I turned around, and I was pissed. $133 wasted. And Chloe's like, well, I'll just eat it. So she eats all of it, right? Oh, I had 4 pounds of bacon, too. She ate that, right? She ate like 3 pounds in one setting, took it with her, and then the sausages. She just went over the homeless shelter with 3 pounds of cooked bacon and like 5 packs of sausages, right? So I said to her, okay. So, anywho, so I was pissed. Very pissed. So, the next day, I'm talking to her mom, Chloe's mom. She's like, yeah, that's a way to get free food, basically. Oh, well, I'll just sabotage Rita's food. Rita can go hungry, right? So I go and order. Finally, I order my 10 cases of ramen, right? 24 pack. I like it anyway. I haven't tapped into it yet. Anyways, so I turn around, and I get this hankering, right, for some dishes to make, out of my crock pot. So I turn around, and I do that. And Chloe, of course, oh, what about me? You ruined my food. Now I gotta feed you more food. I don't see you do jack diddly poop. So, turns out, yeah, I did all the cleaning. I did all the cooking. I did the tidying. What'd you do? Oh, I'm so depressed. Oh, you need to make a phone call for this. Oh, you need to make... I got 5 planners on my desk right there that's updated every morning in my routine, right? This morning I'm having coffee. I'm giving you an update. So what happens? So finally, on Wednesday, 2 days after the whole grocery incident debacle, right? I'm out. I'm sweeping. I got tired of the leaves in our area. I live in a basement, right, unit, as Brother the Higgins knows. And moderator Zoe, if Zoe ever shows up, she can tell you. You gotta go down to her. The entire area was covered with leaves. Leaves galore. So what happens? I get it all done. Manager, the repairman, the manager's dad, who's the repair people, they're retiring next month, finally. He looks at me, oh, could you do the other areas? Yeah, I guess. I have nothing better to do, right? And that day was Wednesday. And they're like, cool, right? So anyways, I said, cool, right? So Wednesday, I'm sweeping, and by then, this manager gave me this table from his storage area where he keeps all the tools. He's like, here's this preppers thing, right? So I got it in the other room stacked up with all our preps, right? Anyways, the funniest part of this whole story is we turn around, right? And I'm sweeping away, And the repairman, I think it's against the law. That's what I understand, okay? But Josh is like, oh yeah, drama, drama, drama. So I go into the neighbor's unit, Taylor. Okay, Taylor left. Okay, Taylor left. The repairman's in there. He asks me, do you know why Taylor left? Yeah, the old bag's upstairs, a.k.a. Battle Axe. The old Liddy, he lives upstairs above the stairwell for me. Kept calling CPS on her. I can't being abused. Really? I don't hear anything. Well, you don't have any hearing. You're deaf. Like one time my phone turned up, beeped, and I was having cocktails with Chloe at a pub here on the island. I said, I'm not leaving, right? Well, the manager called me and Taylor contacted me. And in the end, anyway, so the story goes, that we go in there, and he's like doing an inspection. He sees this lazy boy, and he's like, so he opens up the shed and he says, oh, look, can you move this stuff into under the stairwell? Well, I just got stairwell clean. Yeah, sure. So I move all the clean out and I sweep in the shed, and he's like, thanks. And it's a full-size bed frame, right? It's like teak or mahogany, or really heavy. We go into the kitchen, and there's this water purifier that she left behind. It's like one of those, and had extra filters. I said, this is cool. He says, oh, I can't sell that in my retirement sale, so you take it. Oh, okay. So I take it and I put it out there, and he says, and we go into the bathroom, and he's like, oh, look, there's a little thingy there. I can't sell this, but it's like a 3-drawer thing that holds like thousands, right? I said, oh, I can figure something out. But he's like, all right. And then we went in, and we were going through the closet, and he's like, oh, here's some dryer sheets and dryer sheets and dryer sheets. I don't need this. So he goes into the kitchen again, opens the pantry. Pantry's clean. And he says, look at this. There's 2 boxes, right? 2 vacuum cleaner boxes. You open up vacuum cleaner box 1, filled to the brim with food. Here, you can have this. So I was like, then we go in and look in, and there's this brand new vacuum, pretty much brand new, right? $300 vacuum. The only thing is it's missing its attachments, right? It's a good vacuum. It works, right? Well, anyways, the neighbor wants it. Can I have it? I need it. The repairman hates her. He's like, fuck you, you old bags. Go buy your own fucking vacuum. Well, it was funny because of the, the whole story between her and, they don't get along. So, anyways. So, anywho, so I moved that stuff out, and he's like, this chair is broken. Put it out, man. Take it up to the dump. I said, okay. So I put it up there, and I put this up there. He's ratcheting up his love seat. So he breaks it apart. He puts it up, right? All of a sudden, my neighbor comes out. Trish. Hey, can I have that? I want that. That looks cool. Repairman's like, yeah, sure. At least I don't have to take it to the dump to pay for it. Here you go. I got this chair and this. She's like, oh, yeah, that's great, right? Meanwhile, we go into another room. It's a 1-bedroom, and there's this little, really nice, looks like a black walnut table. Really beautiful, right? He says, I'm not going to sell this. It's too much work to take it. It's really nice, right? You take it, Rita. I said, okay. Then the manager's dad says, oh, we're going to take the mirror and we're going to take this. He looks over and says, that lamp would look good in your place. Okay. Then we look. So, vacuum cleaner, all this stuff, right? And then he sees these little totes, right? They're like these little collapsible totes you can use for storage. You take those, okay. Can't sell them. That's what he said. They're like, says right on it, $1.25. He says I could probably get 2 cents for them. The law states, I think, that anyone That put it in storage. Even if the lady got out of release early, a month early, she still is entitled to her stuff, right? She doesn't know that. Vacuum cleaner. So thanks again, William. So I put it towards Amazon so I can utilize it when I want. So I humbly thank you for the gift card. So anyway, so what happened was I turned around, right, and go into the bedroom, brand new box spring and mattress. I looked. I said, I go get Chloe. We get things set up. Then he says, vacuum. So I vacuumed the apartment because I was helping him out. He's like, my wife will come in and do the light cleaning. I said, okay. So then they had a knock on my door. Hey, how are you today? I'm like, oh, hey, dude, what's up? He's like, here at the request of the Islands Resources, they pay twice a year for my steam cleaning. So a professional guy goes in there, does it all. So that night, right, manager comes back with her dad and mom and sees the stuff under the stairs. She's going to say something. I said, oh, what's up? She says, oh, well, you can't. I said, your dad told me to keep it here. He's like, oh, it's cool. Turns out it is cool. So what happens? Turns out that as soon as I could, Chloe tried using the dresser. Couldn't work. So I tore up my body again, moving all the dresser. There's a footboard and a headboard, and then the two frames. So I got it all out, right? Repairman says I'll take it to the dump in the morning. So I go in, I set the lamp up in there, and Chloe's like, oh, this table is going to be looking great in my room. It's not your room. Well, I moved the table. I want the table in another position, right? And I can move it when I need to. So what happened? Box spring and mattress is in there. Chloe's like, oh yeah, that's great. Well, her back started hurting. She doesn't understand. I think I sleep fine. I sampled out the bed in the back room with the window open to stay cool, just to try it. Problem is, I think she needs a more firmer mattress. This is pretty, it's a pillow top like this. So I've got to order some sheets for it. That's another thing. I want to order some fitted sheets for this full size bed. So, anyways, so Chloe's like, right? Anyways, so as you know, it's, let's see, 7 days, 7 days, I think it was, let's see, 7 days since we got it, and then Chloe left Monday, so she's been gone, like, 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? 3 days, right? She's like, I'm coming back on Friday to take care of you because, well, I can't do it. So what happened is you guys are curious, okay? So anyways, Thursday, I was outside talking to the repair lady, and she was talking about her steam mop. I said, I want a steam mop. Actually, I priced them out. They're pretty good, steam mop, right? That'd make my life easier. But I got a spin mop, so what's the point, right? I didn't know about steam mop. So, anywho, goes like this, right? So, I turn around, and I'm walking with her, and I fall in this hole, right? And the mother of the manager says, I'll let such and such know that they need to do something. Well, the next day I get a call that night. Can you be researched in the morning? So I make the arrangements, go over there, just filling an incident report out. Well, I contacted a lawyer, nothing. Contact Minnie, nothing. Manager fills out this incident report, says, I don't want to fill in the holes on the property with topsoil. We just got to get a permission from the management company, and they got to get permission from the owner. So I got to go through 2 channels. Okay, yeah. Anyways, so Monday, repair guy comes in, puts in new blinds. Isn't that interesting? There is new blinds. Apparently these blinds has got this funny doodad thing where you got to pull them up with these 2 things. Anyways, so I fall in the hole again 4 times. I tell him, oh yeah, okay, I'll tell my daughter. Tuesday, I'm hurting. Literally, Tuesday I'm hurting, right? Wednesday, I get up. I fall in the hole again. I hobble out of the hole. And I take pictures. Contact a lawyer. At this point, didn't have one. Lawyer gets back to me, asking me. I take a few other pictures. He gets back to me and says, "You're retained." He says, "This is dearly negligent." Why? Well, let's see. First of all, the holes. They didn't fill it 6 days later, right? Secondly, I messaged the manager after falling in the hole. Fell in the hole. What's going to happen? No reply all day. No email. No text. Nothing. So, I go to the clinic yesterday, right? Because I had to follow up. Manager's like, there's nothing wrong with your leg. This tells the story by itself. I go in there. Doctor says, okay. He says, you didn't get your knees done yet. I said, I'm doing it today. The x-rays, right? So I go in. I do the x-rays. And he's like, yeah, I can see you're hurting. Because he's like pressing on it. And it's really, I'm screaming. He's like, oh, well, I want to keep your pressure off for 8 to 12 weeks minimum. And I want to give you these cane. Or I call it cane, but it's crutch, right? Okay. So what happens? Nurse comes in, fits me. Sets it up. And it's set by height. I've never seen it this way. All the old crutches I've seen doesn't show the setup. There's like, right here, it says 5'8", right? 5'9", 5'10", 5'2", 5'3", 5'4". And so I'm sitting there, and I got a cane, and I have a service dog. So I said, okay, I'll use these at home, right? So I go upstairs, and I gotta wait 45 minutes because, well, the x-ray techs are just sitting on their butts. So they finally get me, x-ray me. One guy keeps an eye on Moppy. I get it done. And the lady was, so I go and I see the doctor's notes, tests. And then my primary care looks at it. And then the other doctor looks at it. And, I have that, like, my chart thing. And they're like, yeah, we can see where it's damaged. You need to rest. Elevate it, do whatever, buy what you need, sit at home, just, right? So I get home. I call it the pharmacy for bed. They're like, oh, yeah, we won't be ready till tomorrow. Fine, right? So I call it, I get home, call the taxi service, the free taxi service for us. Can't do it. Well, I can't do it tomorrow, Thursday. I may be able to do it Friday. Maybe. So I get on the radio. Chloe's pissed. So you're going to be taking over the counter meds because you can't get your prescriptions to help with these problems, right? So, by the way, when I was at the clinic, I called the manager's office, left a voicemail. Yes, I'll email you too. I got crutches. No reply. Nothing. Right? Thursday. I don't care. I don't think she'll get back to me today, right? But makes you wonder. Josh is like, oh yeah, drama! Woo! So, plan today. So last night, I turned around out of complete depression, right? Depression, mind you. I get home, and I need to get the little dog out, right? I call him the little Duke. The Duke of Mania and Dementia, because I am Shiagaran, Daedric, Princess of Madness. All right. Shivering Isle reference. So the other day, my brother, the Higgins, tried to give me trouble. And I said to the Higgins, are you going to give me trouble? And he says, oh yeah, I'm going to give you trouble. So I said, Wabba Jack! And I turned him into a shiny toaster by mistake. I said, it could be worse. It could be a sheep, ba 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 ba, or a cow, moo 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 moo. Yep. Back to. So, anyways, so last night I have to regroup, right? I have to regroup. Elevate leg. I got to get a tool, which I may use the gift card for. Thank you again, William. To buy something to sit on my bed so I can do videos, watch YouTube vids, and do spreadsheets. Because I'm not allowed, quote unquote, to tidy my place right now because I can't put pressure on my leg. If I put pressure on it, it won't heal and then I'll need surgery. So, isn't that something? So, the lawyer, he's looking over the pictures and thinking about a number today. Meanwhile, I got one crutch here. So, I tried it out last night, right? So, I go home and I get in and I make something to eat finally for dinner. Didn't have lunch. And what happens? Later I go out with I have a thing. I'll use crutch in the house, cane outdoors for dog. You're thinking, well, the doctor gave crutches. Well, so I talked to my neighbor. He's a sweetheart last night. And he says, hey, how you doing? So I tell him, right? Old battle axe upstairs got her window open. I said, yeah. So, I won't go into details why I need the crutches, right? But apparently, he gave it to me. And he says, yeah, so what's the problem? Can't manage 2 crutch with service dog. And he said, yeah, the dog's usually behind because they think they may be stabbed with the end of the cane, by mistake. So, I said, the best course of action is to utilize the cane. So last night I walked the dog, right, early. It was like 7:45. And I told Moppy, I will get you out in the morning. And I did. I woke up early this morning and I had 1 cup of coffee, washed up my face, moisturized, got him out. I'm on coffee cup 2, and I'm talking to you fine people this morning. And so, that is pretty much what happened. There's not much drama except for $133 of lost food. I will be packing the cooler my damn self and putting ice in it properly because I don't think an ice bag's sitting there because all the heat and the sun, so you got to spread it out. Chloe just thought, so it was either on purpose or not, who knows. Like I said, I'll take any donations you want to give me. I humbly thank all of you, especially you, William. Thank you for your kind words. Josh, thanks again for you saying your life is boring. Well, I've been meaning to get to the devotions, but I've been on the phone constantly trying to find housing for Chloe or a place to put her because her being homeless and autistic. Well, so the other day, this was 2 days ago, right? I contacted my neighbor and friend and colleague who's an advocate, and I'm still waking up, and she brings me groceries. I actually gave her one to the bank with the taxi service before knowing I need crutches, and I got her some cash, and I got meats to make creamy herb chicken stew, right? There's 2 types of meat you can use. Last week's meat was boneless chicken thighs on sale. Boneless, skinless chicken thighs. This week it's boneless, skinless chicken breast. I can use either or. I'm going to get some more chicken breast soon. And what I do is I basically throw it in my crock pot, right? So she brings me all the ingredients. And we talk. So she gets on these and she calls it walkie-talkies. I said they're cell-based radios. They're not walkie-talkies. Walkie-talkies are radio-based that are short range. They're like these that don't even go half a mile, right? These are little walkie-talkies, and this one has 1 button right here, whereas that is different. So anyways, so the story goes, she talks to Chloe about a group home. Oh no, you don't put Chloe in a group home. You don't even think of restricting Chloe's finances. So she flipped and said, so she buys a ticket to Portland, right? Well, anyways, hold on a sec. Do I have it? That's somewhere. Anyways, that's the info I was reviewing for Brother the Higgins. So somewhere in my desk here, there's a ticket. Maybe I crumpled it up afterwards or whatever, but there was a ticket for Amtrak I printed out, right? Chloe was supposed to leave. Fortunately, Chloe found out that the reason she's not leaving is because of me. She's like, well, I gotta take care of Rita. Yeah, well, if you're taking care of me, I'm barking orders because I'm gonna have a bell and tell you to get my coffee and get my tea and get my food because I'm not gonna stand around because I have to be limited pressure on my left foot and leg and everything and knee and then yeah. So it's gonna be one hell of a 3 months, 3 to 4 months, just basically vegging out until yeah. So I'm kind of miserable, but I will be alive, and so there you have it, So I just wanted to say that with a whole heart, So today's plan is spreadsheets and video watching. I got an entire list over on my desk, so I'll get her done. And when I'm done, well, I'll try to clear up the devotions too, because we are way, way behind on the devotions. And so, yeah. Anyways, unless you guys just want drama or updates, and I could do that. It's just I'm not going to update this often because I'm just, I'm going to be restricted. I got a crutch. So, yeah. Anyways, I better go get a coffee refill, third cup, and rinse my cup out. I got this heavy whipping cream I've been spraying in there too. So I hope that you find this video finds you well, everyone. And yeah, I want to thank William again. Josh, I hope this light drama helps you out. There's not much to say. But anyways, I'll let you guys go. So please add and subscribe. Please post comments. Please leave feedback, suggestion. Hit the like, subscribe button. It's wholesome fun for your family, including your dogs or cats or bunnies, your service dogs or service bunnies. The bell notification, thumbs up button, subscribe. Keep the comments nice. All we ask. Thank you, and God bless you in everything you do.